Ik and the Night at the Gate. Ik in Lagos lived fast, always hustling. Ika, tall, dark, strong, goat-toting man. Yeah, beneath the muscle and strength, he carried a quiet dream to go to school. Ik was an orphan. His parents had passed when he was just a boy, leaving him to grow up in an overcrowded orphanage where dreams often got swallowed by survival. Every morning, he would watch other kids in crisp white and blue uniforms heading to class. He'd imagine himself sitting at a desk, raising his hand to answer a question, maybe even writing his name at the top of an exam paper. But school fees weren't free, and there was no one to help. Still, Ik was not the kind to fold his arms and sulk. Before the roosters had finished their warm-up crowing, Ik was in the orphanage yard training. Push-ups in the dust, squats with a bucket of water balanced on his shoulders, pull-ups on a mango tree branch that groaned like it was writing its will. For weights, he improvised. 2 sacks of Gary became dumbbells, old car batteries became kettlebells, and once, just once, he tried to bench press the orphanage goat. The goat disagreed violently. Months passed, and the boy transformed into a man sculpted like an ebony statue, broad chest, biceps like steel, abs like 6 neatly arranged meat pies. But muscles alone don't put food on the table. When a nearby company advertised for a night security guard, Ik didn't think twice. The pay wasn't much, but it was steady. He met Jasmine. Elegant, magazine ready. Her perfume could announce her 5 seconds before she arrived. Her tone could cut through concrete. From day one, she seemed to have a personal mission. Make Ik's job as uncomfortable as possible. Each time she made a remark, Ik would just smile politely and carry on. His calmness only seemed to annoy her more. One Friday night, the compound was unusually quiet. Ik was making his rounds when a piercing scream tore through the air. He ran toward the sound and saw Jasmine in the parking lot, cornered by 3 hoodlums. Before they could touch her, Ik moved. The first man swung a punch Ik, caught it mid-air like it was a lazy fly. The second swung a stick. Ik snapped it in half without breaking eye contact. The third decided not to wait for his turn and bolted into the darkness. In less than a minute, it was over. Ik escorted Jasmine to her car, checked she was unharmed, and went back to his post, as if saving executives was just part of the job description. The next morning, Jasmine came to the gate with an envelope. For the first time, she had no sharp reply ready when Ik refused it. She just stared at him, not at his muscles, but at the humility in his eyes. After that night, something changed. Jasmine no longer treated him like background furniture. One day, it was a bottle of cold water. The next, a plate of jollof rice from her lunch. Soon, they began talking. She learned he was more than a security guard. He was a man with discipline, ambition, and dreams bigger than his circumstances. And he learned she hadn't been born into wealth, but had fought her way up in the business world. Weeks became months. Jasmine lingered at the gate more often. They laughed, swapped stories, and found that, in different ways, they had both fought to be where they were. The attraction between them grew quietly. She began giving him rides home after his shift, and those rides became a regular thing. Jasmine, soup steaming, asked his life's desire. He told her to get an education, to build something lasting, to help others like him. The following week, she called him into her office. On her desk were enrollment papers for a part-time university program. She would cover the fees. For a man who could carry heavy weights with ease, this gift felt heavier than any load he had ever lifted. Balancing work, study, and training wasn't easy. Ik worked nights, attended lectures in the day, and trained in his free hours. Jasmine's support bloomed trust, then love. Years passed. Ik graduated with honors in business administration. With Jasmine's guidance, he started his own private security company. His first client was the very company where he had once stood at the gate. One day, as Ik walked through the same gate in a tailored suit, a new guard stopped him. Not knowing his history, Ik simply smiled and continued on. At the top of the stairs, Jasmine was waiting, no longer just an executive, but his partner in life and business. In Lagos, some people chase opportunity. Others create it with their bare hands. For Ik, the boy who once had nothing now had everything, not just muscles, not just education, not just success, but love, and the person who had believed in him when no one else did. And it had all begun at the gate.